Hi, I'm James, I'm the box office artist. Welcome back to my channel. I put out a new video every single day just for you guys because it's so much fun drawing every single day together. And today's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of drawing with someone, I thought it'd be a lot of fun to draw with my friend Jazza again. I think a couple weeks ago, I took one of the images from his coloring book. If you want to check out my friend's coloring book. I'll put the link down below to his coloring book. It's great to download. They're high-res images, and you could, have practice coloring, practice your Cintiq skills, your coloring skills for sure. But I tried something different last time where I took one of his images and drew a background behind it. And that was so much fun, and I got a lot of great response from all of you. I decided I am going to do it again today. So what you're about to watch is for me to draw a background behind this particular character, which actually was my first job when I broke into comics. I believe I explained that before. So again, this is a throwback for me doing something like this. So if you want to see me do it, if you want to see me put a background on my friend Jazza's artwork, well, you can watch me do that right now. So this is the image that we are going to be putting a background behind here. This is a princess that Jazza drew. I believe he originally drew this with a collab with Baylee Jae, who I love as well. Baylee Jae is amazing. My kids actually love Baylee Jae. They watch her a lot. And Baylee actually did her hand coloring this. And this right you're watching here is Jazza coloring this in a pencil crayon tutorial. And I actually watched that one. I learned a lot because, well, and by the way, in Canada we call them pencil crayons. Okay, I just found out recently that in the US they don't call it pencil crayons, they call it colored pencils. So whether you call it colored pencils or pencil crayons, Jazza taught me a lot. But this is what I wanted to draw. So you saw me first draw a line that went straight across where her eyes are, and that's where the horizon line is. Now usually the horizon line is where the person who's taking this photo, okay, so just say someone was taking this photo, or there was a camera that's shooting this particular character here, that's how tall they are. Pretty much that is the eye level of the person who's taking that picture. So I drew a line straight across there, meaning that the person taking this picture, or us looking at her, we are looking at her like we are the same height as her, or very close to the same height as her. And I am designing the perspective around that. So here you see me rough out everything, and now I'm already starting with the inking using color palette Eno Lead Blue, and using, of course, microns and Sharpies as always. And I'm actually using photocopy paper here because I didn't want to redraw what Jazza did. So pretty much I just photocopied it on 11 by 17 bond paper, almost the same size as an A3 paper for those of you in Europe. So that is pretty much what I'm doing here. Now you'll notice here how I kind of designed this. Really, guys, I really thought about Arendelle from Lord of the Rings here. So I won't even say I designed this. I didn't. This is pretty much Arendelle. I'm trying to draw Arendelle from Lord of the Rings, where the elves hang out, because that's pretty much what I thought of when I looked at Jazza's princess here. You see, she even has pointy ears, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe that's just her hair making it look a little pointy, her ears. So I decided to give it that sort of aesthetic. So I did look up a lot of pictures from Arendelle, as well as a lot of different fantasy pictures. Because I'll be honest, guys, when I was working in film, doing a background like this, I do a lot of these. I do a lot of these in film. I do a lot of things like trees and mountains and all of that. So it's interesting after doing that pretty much full-time digitally. It's a lot interesting going back and doing this traditionally. And that's another reason why I wanted to pick this princess character, was because I just did a sci-fi character last time. So I wanted to try something that was a little bit different, out of the comfort zone. And Arendelle has a lot of little details that I thought were fun, like me trying to do this little structure here, all the little details on it. I think I messed up at the beginning of it. But trying to make it work and make sense. Now the good thing is I don't have to color this, okay? So so those who are coloring it, they probably have a little bit more problems than I do at this point. That's why colorists didn't like me, guys, I'll tell you that much. But here, adding in all the foliage. Now I'll admit to you guys, I was thinking about adding some more solid blacks to the background, and have it kind of frame her. But at the end of the day, after I was finished doing it, and first of all, this took me way longer than I expected it to. Maybe because I was thinking a lot. I was definitely thinking a lot. But I also, so first of all, it was a time crunch thing. Secondly, I felt that I didn't want to take away from the foreground character. So that's why I kept all the shading to a minimum here. Now you notice here, that's a waterfall that I'm trying to mimic there. And it's kind of hard to do in ink when you don't have the luxury of color. Having the waterfall feel like a waterfall, and then all the little trees that surround it. Also, Arendelle has really interesting structure when it comes to all the different buildings that they have. So I did my best to mimic it. I didn't follow anything really one-to-one, but you know, just trying to get that feel of Arendelle, right? So maybe Jazz created a new Lord of the Rings character. That's what this is. But where I did put solid black was where the windows are. So that's what you see me doing there, adding in all of the little windows to those areas here, but pretty much building up all this architecture on top of waterfalls. That's what I wanted to do here, and as you can see here, that's what I was trying to do, trying to figure out the different shapes of all of the different buildings here. Now, I know a lot of artists, they'll probably do some sketches first before going in, but I don't have time for that. And especially, you can tell already that like this took me quite the while. I think the entire piece took me around, in total of actual filming time, maybe about 4 hours actual filming time, which I'm sure if I was doing this more often, of course I could have cut this down a lot, but really, when I was drawing this, there was a lot of thinking, a lot of designing involved, so that's why it took way longer than I anticipated. Good thing I don't have class today. That's why. Though I do have a lot of freelance things to do today, so that's okay. I wanted to get this done because it is a lot of fun. I was highly enjoying putting this together. As you can also see there, I must be having a cup of coffee there. That's my circle template. I actually bought a set of those. There's about there's one for every degree: 60, 65, 70, 75, 10, 15, 20. So it's a whole booklet of them. I bought that when I was taking technical illustration back in college, so I still have that book, and I still actually use them on occasion for my line art work. Here, adding in a bridge and more waterfalls behind. Again, trying to figure out how to render this thing without adding any solid black, because that's one thing I wanted to do. Now, one thing I didn't do with this particular piece that I did with the Egyptian piece was I outlined Jazz's character. And I didn't do that here, because I forgot. That's why I didn't do it there. Oh well, there you go. So finishing off this foreground building here. Okay, and then I'm going to actually go to the other side and then fill in that side beside the pillar here. So it's always, you know, here's the thing with backgrounds, guys. You know, you don't necessarily have to do them, but whenever you draw background behind your characters, it really puts them in a setting, and then it really becomes a scene. It's not just a single character shot. They become more real. They really become more real once you you spend a little bit of time and start adding some extra backgrounds on there. So this was a lot of fun to do, so thank you once again to my friend Jazza, who allowed me to do this. Jazza's always a great guy. Make sure you subscribe to him and check out his coloring book. And there you go, that is me drawing this fantasy background, okay, behind this princess character here, drawn by Jazza. So once again, if you're interested in that coloring book, if you want to give this type of thing a try, these images are great for that, so I'll have a link for it down below. Go subscribe to my friend Jazza's channel, only if you want to, if you're not already subscribed. But if you're new to my channel, you looked around, you like what you see, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, well, I will be your friend for life. Join my 54,000 and counting other best friends, and we will draw every single day together. together. Please also check out my online store. I have their prints, commissions, and original art, but once again, you don't have to spend a dime. I'm just happy you're here watching my videos. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. My name is James. I am the box office artist. I'm here to say keep drawing, and I'll see you all tomorrow.